Shall we play a game?
To the Fancom's Let's Play of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm Retro Ric, along with Deej and Jace, two big fans of Power Rangers. Deej and Jace, I know you guys have played this game before, so let's get into it. It's the original Power Rangers movie. Original Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin, not the movie yet.
Dude, this is my childhood right here.
Yeah, this is a fun game.
Yeah, it is.
Although I love how the Rangers themselves are quite unique in their design.
Oh yeah.
Except when they morph into Power Rangers, they all have the exact same physique. Like
they look like the Red Ranger.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, if you look at the light counter, you can tell that it's the Red Ranger helmet. It's kind of like when I think about that, I think about VR Troopers, and when they go into the
yes,
how they're just wearing repainted Red Ranger helmets.
I love VR Troopers.
So what's fun about this is you have to keep in mind that this game was developed by Bandai. So it's a Japanese company that makes all the Super Sentai merch and Power Rangers merch. What's interesting is that all of the monsters featured in the game are from actual episodes. But they kind of appear almost in the order that they appear in the Super Sentai series. Because the first monster you fight is Bones from High Five.
High Five.
Yeah. But yet, if you really go back and you watch Kyoryu Sentai Jurenja, you'll realize that Dora Skeleton, the Japanese version, he's in episode 2. Which is why he's like right away. It's also why like
I think it's appropriate you picked Trini for this episode because that same episode of High Five seemed to really wasn't that was centered mainly on Trini, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
It was the episode where she was trying to get over her fear of heights, like Billy was about to fall off the cliff.
Yep, that was it. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen Mighty Morphin, but
United States too as well. Which is funny because normally Power Rangers tries to, or at least back then, they tried to avoid copying the Japanese scripted style. So it was one of these things where they wanted to make it as original as possible, and they did a great job of it. Somewhere along the line, I don't know whose idea it was. Maybe it was sometime during Disney, or maybe it's just the fact that this quote-unquote Neo Saban era is very lazy.
Yeah, I have many things I could say about Neo Saban, but I do know that there was some behind-the-scenes stuff when it came to Power Rangers Samurai that basically, instead of writing new scripts, there was this whole rumor about how they basically just hired a translator to translate from Shinkenger to Samurai. And it's good. I guess it's okay for people who haven't seen Shinkenger, but I love Super Sentai, and that just kind of drove me insane.
That's why
ways of copying.
The following season really got on my nerves.
Super Mega Force. That is the most boring.
You should have skipped Ghost Ager. You should have jumped straight into Gokaiger. You should have shot more original footage and just stuck to footage of them turning into Power Rangers and not new powers, aka any previous Sentai that was never adapted. You should have avoided going meta, which they did quite frequently. There were a lot of problems with it. And of course, one of the biggest issues, because I did resell merch for a while, and when I go and I look for merchandise to help other people find it, because we get a lot of it in Massachusetts, and a lot of places in the Midwest strangely don't get it. or don't get enough of it. So reselling it, I would go into stores, and I'd always find a ton of Super Mega Force Red and Mega Force Red, and I went, even kids don't like this guy.
Oh no, the toy sales. I mean, like the actor, I'm sure
They hired a model. They hired a model.
Exactly.
So he's not even an actor.
Here's a short ranger because, like, I swear to God, every single time he would turn around, he had like almost like a smolder looking, like he's purposely looking at the camera to like get his picture taken. I swear to God, watch a scene. It's always like, oh, it's like you were the. I didn't think they could make a blander Red Ranger than Jaden from Samurai, but I was proven wrong.
That was kind of painful just in general because like Jaden was you know a white guy that they made Asian. That in itself was just a huge slap to the face. Like, you got a season about Samurai and you're not making the Red Ranger Asian? Like, what's wrong with you?
And they clearly can get Asian actors. They made, I think, Koda, the Blue Ranger from Dino Charge. He was Asian.
Yeah, Yoshi Tsunarso, his first name is Joshua, and he goes by the performer name of Yoshi, which, you know, I can see why. And funny enough,
did anyone else get a Monty Python feel whenever they saw this when he lost the arms?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I actually really like this boss fight, as much as the floating head really annoyed me.
Oh, the eyeball.
This took me so many retakes. This took me so many retakes.
I love Eye Guy as a villain. Like, he was one of my favorite designs.
I still own Eye Guy. And a toy.
So do I. It's just lost somewhere.
I actually, unfortunately, like, because of money issues, I've been having to list pieces of my collection for sale online. Okay, so we're going into Gnarly Gnome from the episode Different Drum. Should have gone with Kimberly for this one, but strangely enough, I always went with either Zach or Kimberly for this level, without even thinking about the episode. And this is again another bizarre instance of Power Rangers really following the Sentai script.
My favorite thing about it was, for these guys, is I love how each finishing move, they all show their own style, like the high kick, and Zach had like the dance move. But I gotta say, like, the final ending scene in this, when they're driving in the car, always made me laugh. I always thought of like the opening scene to Boy Meets World.
Oh god, the rad bug. I always loved the rad bug, but then, I mean, like, then again, I had a thing for the vehicles in the show too, because I loved that, like, weird Nissan vehicle that they drove in VR Troopers too.
Oh, it's been forever since I saw VR Troopers, but I remember. Was it true that the main guy, he was playing the main character in VR Troopers, like, he was originally supposed to be the White Ranger, but then something happened, he was VR Troopers, and then they brought back Jason.
Other way around, actually. They shot a teaser pilot for VR Troopers. At the time, it only used footage from Metalder, which was the blue and red Kikaider-looking character. And it starred Jason David Frank, actually, as the lead character.
I remember he was tied to it at one point, yes.
They used all the same locations, and they even used, I believe his name was Richard Rebega, who played the sensei. They even used him in it. And the interesting thing is one of the comedic sidekick characters, like from the Vulcan Skull duo of the pilot, was actually played by Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. He was in the show.
So, I mean, like, it was actually Jason David Frank was tied to it, and then his popularity as the Green Ranger forced them to bring him back, which, that's when they shot the Zoo 2 footage, where they literally reshot the monsters used in Die Ranger for Power Rangers, since they thought, oh, if we change their suits, it's going to hurt our toy sales and people won't be familiar with it. It's a brand. And so they shot all new footage, And somewhere along the line, they just decided to jump the gun, probably for toy sales, jump over to the Thunder Sword. And it was weird because you could tell when they were flipping back and forth between footage because the monsters
it's very obvious.
You know, I do like the Thunder Sword's designs though. Like that was really cool. I love the dragon. Charlie New with his accordion in his wake. What a goblin!
You know what one monster I wish was in the game? It was actually one of my favorites. Was the Terror Toad.
Yes.
Oh god, yeah, the Terror Toad. So
I remember being horrified as a kid. I remember actually being horrified by that episode when I was little, when I saw that, and then now it's like it's one of my favorite monsters.
I met Walter Jones, the Black Ranger, at a con. I went up to him and said, you know, I like doing Power Rangers, but to be fair, I loved you more in Nickelodeon Space Cases.
Oh my god, you remember that show?
Oh god, yes.
I remember it. Mark Hamill and Bill Mummy played Alien.
Yep.
Also, oh god, what the hell is her name? Was it River, I guess? In Firefly. Yeah, she was on Space Cases as well.
This section took me so long to do because I kept dying all the time.
Some of those were destroyable. I just couldn't remember which ones.
But yeah, when I brought up Space Cases, he goes, "Really? That's awesome." I go, "I'm sure no one ever brings that up to me." He goes, "No, it's usually all about Power Rangers."
It's funny because when I met him, it was one of these things where me and Melissa were like, "Oh my god, like you haven't aged one bit," and he's like, "No, I have. Look," and he like pointed to a few gray hairs. Like he is a funny guy. Like when I got the booklet from the Complete Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on DVD, I've been having everybody I can possibly get sign it. And he's like, "Oh, it's kind of like a yearbook. You want me to write, like, keep in touch in there? Like, do whatever you want, you know?" Like, unfortunately, Steve Cardenas and Jason David Frank seemed to think they were stars of the show and signed the cover instead. I'm like, damn it, like, completely blows off the dynamic, like, you know, but at least that year when I was getting autographs, or rather the year before when I was getting autographs, I got both David Fielding and Richard Horvitz. You know, and I'm like, yes, Alpha 5's voice.
Oh yeah, I was there with you when you got Horvitz.
Yeah,
he was a cool guy.
He got a laugh too out of my Grim impression, which was.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to imitate a voice actor in front of them just because I think that's a little rude. Even though like years ago I did Vic Manania in front of Vic Manania because let's face it, it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, but like I didn't want to go in front of, you know, Richard Horvitz and be like, ay, Zordon! Like I didn't want to do that as much as it was tempting. Instead, like I pulled up the Grim and I was just like, so one of my favorite gags was the Talking Heads one with, wait a minute, this is not my beautiful house.
Oh, yeah.
This is not my beautiful wife. I've never seen it. Like, and he was like, oh my god, same as it ever was. I was like, yeah! We got away with so much on that show. I'm like, so many shows get away with murder that they don't get away with now.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah,
no,
back to our Rangers with...
Walter, like, I actually got to meet him. I actually told him how, like, I was actually bullied in, like, elementary school because I liked Power Rangers and stuff like that. And when I told him how Power Rangers got me through it, he walks around the booth and gives me, like, the biggest hug ever.
Nice.
And I remember looking at my friends and went, I don't care what you say, I got hugged by the Black Ranger.
I thought it was funny, like, that year I got a lot of autographs, and it was, Jason David Frank wasn't hitting the Northeast anywhere, but he was hitting a one-day con in New York. So I took a bus to New York and went to the one-day convention to get him, and I regret not getting Roddy Piper's autograph because he would die later that year.
Oh my God! I remember. The only reason I know him is not because I used to watch wrestling, was because back in the day I used to love the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yes.
He always yelled at the Mario Brothers.
Yeah, no, it was. I regret that because he was there with Jake the Snake, but I was there to get JDF, and Steve Cardenas was there, and I knew he was going to be at a small convention in my hometown for no apparent reason, and I was just like, I will see you next month, and he's like, what? You're coming to my hometown next month for a convention. He's like, really? No way. So I go to the convention the following month, and he's like, you didn't hear this from me. Keep it on the QT. I'm going to go to Island Comic Con this year, but Amy Jo Johnson's going to be there too. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, there's Amy Jo Johnson supposed to be at a con in Florida this year, and my girl shows me the picture. I was like, hon, I think we need to go to this.
Well, it seems like she's just at Rhode Island Comic Con every year because, funny enough, she's originally from Cape Cod.
Yeah.
So it's like a free ticket to visit Italy, pretty much. Considering the fact that she lives in Canada now.
I just thought it was interesting because I thought I had read somewhere a long time ago that she was done with Power Rangers and she didn't want to do anything about it. Now I'm seeing her at cons a lot. Now it's like, because with the Marvel movies and such, now it's cool to be a nerd. Nerds are basically taking over. So that's why I thought, it was like, now it's the rise of nerdom.
It follows the cliche joke, the geek will inherit the earth.
Yeah.
I'm starting to believe it now.
For me, yeah, I love Power Rangers. I loved all the shows, maybe save for Beetleborgs.
I actually liked Beetleborgs. It was definitely stupid and cheesy.
Oh, it really was. I still remember every word of that stupid theme song.
Same here.
I remember a lot of theme songs because, let's face it,
yeah.
Song, and it's easy to remember. I mean, anybody from our generation knows Dick Stickley's address.
Oh yeah.
What was that blue guy's name? Flabber?
Flabber, yeah.
Haunted Mansion. With our chance, free to go. We made him be the board.
Yeah.
It was actually when they went to Talix.
Oh God. Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, you know what? I'm good.
Oh yeah, same here. Same when I stopped watching Power Rangers maybe around ZL or whenever they had bikes.
It was Turbo. I actually stopped.
Turbo, yes.
Turbo. But then when Power Rangers in Space happened, that's when I came back to Power Rangers because I thought the concept was cool. And in fact, to this day, Power Rangers Space is still my favorite season of all time.
It's a great season, especially because it ends the Zordon arc. For me, I stopped watching with Turbo because I was really kind of like, why would they make a kid the Blue Ranger? Like, that really upset me as a kid for some odd reason.
No, that drove me insane. I hated his voice, and it always drove me insane about how, when he... I know why they're switching between the Japanese footage and also wouldn't make sense, but, he would be morphed, and he's, a full average adult, but then when they take those helmet off scenes, he's back to shrinking. I'm like, what the fuck? As a kid, I never understood it. I was like, what's going on here?
He takes the helmet and he suddenly powers down. It's definitely one of those things that bothered me as a kid too. I've been rewatching all the Power Rangers series in order. I'm up to Dino Thunder, and I can see why Jason David Frank thinks he's the face of the series between being 4 different colors and 5 different Rangers over the years. But I'd say it's more to do with the fact that in the credits, despite being technically the 4th Ranger of the group, and not part of the main 3, in the intro credits, it doesn't say starring before any of the actors, except for it should say and Jason David Frank as Tommy. No, it says starring Jason. I'm like, No wonder he thinks he's like the face of the franchise. Disney said he was starring. But back to rewatching the series, when they did the power transfer in Turbo, it was handled really well, and the series started to get darker as they went from Turbo into In Space. And it just continued to get darker. And Power Rangers continued to kind of grow with the kids, like growing up.
Yeah.
What was it, 93? So, I mean, you figure 7 years, I was 6, so, yeah, I was like 13, by the time In Space happened, I think. I can't remember exactly, like, it's all kind of a blur, but, like, Lightspeed Rescue, I loved Time Force. Time Force was a favorite of mine.
Hi, guy.
Lightspeed Rescue is another one of my favorites. I loved Carter. I thought he was just one of the most badass.
Carter was cool. There was something about the fact that Jen took charge. The Pink Ranger, and Wes was kind of just going with it.
Jess to me was the leader of the Power Rangers.
I absolutely love that dynamic. I'd have to say, my guilty pleasure, which probably explains, my taste in girls and my girlfriend, is I love both the Pink and Yellow Rangers in Lost Galaxy.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing to the crawling anime.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm coming at you with the comb.
I did think that was ridiculous. I'm gonna get you. I've got spikes.
I'm gonna comb that ass.
Oh god.
I don't know why, but that thing that's shooting up in the air, the little flying drone, it always looked like an angry PlayStation 1 to me.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't know why. I just saw it. I was like, it's an angry PlayStation.
Hey, what were which season was the putties that you had to punch him in the chest to make him explode?
That was season 2.
That was season 2. Okay.
Yeah, I love how they're the most strong. They're the strongest putties of all, except for that giant bullseye practically in the chest. That's giant weakness.
Well,
it's like, come on, Zed.
To happening after VR Troopers, I feel kind of drew from that, since they were shooting all new stunt footage for it, same as they did with with VR Troopers. And in VR Troopers, I think they were called Zuds. The all in black with the mask faces and stuff. They were easily defeated just by knocking them into each other, which I thought was hilarious. It's just really, of all the ways that your warriors are, if they touch, they're destroyed.
Why is it that the first Power Rangers movie is not canon, but the Turbo one was?
Well, no, actually, the Turbo one was more of an alternate retelling of the beginning of the series. Because, after rewatching Turbo, I realized that, the first few episodes of Turbo completely retell the movie and skip over, the giant volcano monster that Divatox wants to get married to and all that crap.
Even though what's funny is they pointed out in the beginning of In Space, it's you kind of remind me of my last husband.
Yeah. This one, this was episode 8.
Yes.
Choice of character for this one, because it was Billy for this episode.
Alright, here's a question for you two. Pick one series from Power Rangers, one season from Master Rider. Which one would you choose?
One season from Power Rangers, one season from Master Rider?
Yeah, of the entire run. Which one's your favorite?
Are we talking specifically the American Master Japanese?
Japanese.
The American Master Rider only lasted a season and used Black and Black RX, so...
Well, there was...
maybe if you have something...
Rider Dragon Knight.
You know, I wanted to watch the show, and I could never catch it when it was on TV.
Oh, they kept changing the times. First it was like at the end of the day, and then
Yeah.
it was way earlier. Then they played at the end of the day. I should still have it on my hard drive. I have all the episodes. I have most of the episodes.
I did watch the pilot episode. Somebody uploaded the pilot that was very different from the original first episode, actually.
Here's the funny thing. Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, and it actually, in my opinion, has a better story than Kamen Rider Ryuk did. Like, Ryuk was basically kind of like the Highlander series of Kamen Rider that can only be one. They're fighting. But Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, they actually, which blows my mind, there's actually like a main villain. He has his own army of evil riders. But the main villain, the actor, he played Tim Allen's brother on Home Improvement.
Oh, wow.
I swear to God, look it up. Cause I'm like, he looks so familiar, and I looked and was like, oh my God. So he is doing other stuff. And the guy, this is also a throwback. The actor who played Jimmy, I think it was, in the Double Dragon live-action movie, he's in Kamen Rider. He leaves much later.
That's outstanding.
That is great. I mean, like, as far as Power Rangers go, it's kind of hard to say what my favorite season is, because it's got to be somewhere between SPD and like SPD for Disney era, and probably I'd have to say actually Time Force for Saban era.
Let's see. For me, I would say Saban era is in space. If I had to pick a Disney era, for me it's a tie between Dino Thunder and Jungle Fury.
Ooh, nice.
With Kamen Rider, that one, in my opinion, you have to split that into Heisei and Neo Heisei. Heisei, for me, it's kind of a toss-up between Faiz and Den-O. And I just love Den-O for the Imogene. Like, the whole voiceover of the Imogene is just hilarious.
I love Momotaro so much.
Oh, God.
That was like my the main tag for the longest time on like online social media was always like always Sanjo. I love it so much.
I loved all of them. Like I loved Kintaros and his whole like, my strength has made you cry. Use this to wipe it off. Another one of my favorites was of course Ryutaro. Sasuke, iyo ne. 答えは聞いてない. Yeah, like, why am I defeating you? Sorry, we're here, dude. They all have